Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. I am super excited to be here with Teri and Kristin. Legacy Connection. It is so big and so broad and so much. Holy heck.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to start a little bit about, we're going to let them introduce themselves, tell you what they do for Legacy Connection and their why, and then we'll really get into the big picture of so many different programs that you guys have. So Teri, we'll start with you.
Well, great. Good morning, everybody. My name is Teri Tomlinson. I'm Vice President for the BHHS Legacy Foundation. And I'm in my 4th year already. I can't even believe that.
Time goes so fast when you're busy.
It does. I love the organization. I always have, and I've had a connection with Legacy Foundation for many years. And it was funny because about 20 years ago, I thought that would be a job I really want to get, right?
Yeah.
But I knew that I would never, ever, have the opportunity. I don't have the qualifications. I can't do it. I don't have the skill. And I just went about my life. And 20 years later, I got a phone call from Nancy Mongeau, and I think most people remember her.
Yes, we love her.
Yes. And she said, "Hey, girl, let's have lunch." And I said, "Okie doke." Let's do it, because we had lunch all the time. So we had lunch, and she said, "I want to retire." And I said, "Oh my gosh, how come?" And we talked, still like not having a clue why
Didn't realize why she's reeling you in.
Yeah. So she said, "Well, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, what do you think about what? I'm not sure what I'm getting here." And she says, "I want you to replace me." And I said, "Wow.
What an honor."
And then, your stomach starts knotting up and you're getting
that nerves.
that sweat, and I said, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that or not." She says, "Yeah, you can."
She's like, "You're not leaving here until you say yes."
Yeah. So we talked for the next month, and I said, "Okay, let's do it." And here we are. And
4 years later.
Yeah. And you know what? It's such a beautiful organization, and the things that Legacy decides to do for our community, that's my why, because we invest not only with the connection, but we invest with the foundation funding over $1 million a year.
Mind blowing.
Very.
Right?
Yes.
When you think about it, and you think about the decisions that the board has to make with regard to that funding,
Yeah.
I'm always so amazed at how they decide. I present them, but it's not me who decides, it's the board. And the things that they consider and look at, it's pretty amazing. They're the smartest guys in the world, I'm telling you. But
It's a big foundation to be on a board of.
it is. They still have the core money that they received when they sold the hospital back it'll be 25 years ago.
Wow.
And they work off the interest.
Genius.
I know. Wish I could do that.
I
but
wish me too.
I spend it too fast. But
Well, sometimes you have to travel and live life a little bit, but
Absolutely.
we understand why they are saving it
yes, exactly.
and using it for
Yeah.
good.
So the other beautiful thing of Legacy Foundation is Legacy Connection. And the connection is, pretty much Kristin here. I mean, she knows all, does all, everything connection, and it's beautiful. But the connection is the charitable nonprofit side of the organization. So when we're out there in the community asking, "Hey, will you consider donating to Legacy Connection?"
Yeah.
That's where your money goes direct to the kids.
Yes. So you have the foundation and the connection, where the foundation obviously has its set of money and they do the huge, gigantic donations. You will see Kristin out asking for money for the connection because it's really where the money goes and is needed for the local children and community.
Correct. The foundation will fund some of the expense of all of our youth programs. Some.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it all. So,
No.
Kristin's really great about getting out there in the community and asking. And then I'll ask my contacts, and we get the city to help fund. And, the county steps in here and again. So it's really, I think it's the best job I've ever had.
I think so. I am with
Yes.
you on this. Kristin, tell us a little bit about how you got involved, and then you could really go into the bigger piece of the connection for sure.
All right. So I am the community outreach specialist for Legacy Foundation, Legacy Connection, and I saw the job get posted by Teri. I had worked on a board with Teri, think she's amazing, and saw the opportunity and went, wow. But I loved my job I was at, and it was a very big, internal conflict of,
Yeah.
do I stay, do I go? And I said, you know what, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to make a difference in children and in youth. And kids have always been my passion. I want to give back to the community that I live in, that I reside in, that I work in, and this was the way I could do it. And I know under Teri, I have been able to create new programs and be able to expand our current programs. And that is my why, is I want to make it so that we are serving the kids who need us the most.
I think sometimes in this community, we forget how much is needed. You go to some places and there's a lot of homeless on the side of the road, or we don't really have that so much. So I think it sometimes goes unnoticed until we have people and foundations like you guys who are always finding the need, figuring out where to go, talking to the people in place who know more of who actually needs it and what you need to probably create at this point.
Well, the need it never ends. I mean, we hit a fragment of the people that need the help, and we're always looking for ways to kind of branch out a little bit and increase who we serve and how we serve them and what we can provide. But for now, I think we do a pretty good job of getting out there, especially with the new bus that we have. But I'll let Kristin talk about that.
Yes. So the Connection Express.
Oh, it is so exciting. So we have already been on the road going to schools around the TriState area.
Jeff, can you show the inside of the bus? We have a few pictures
yes.
of that. So just in case people don't know what we're talking about.
So to backtrack a little bit, the bus came about because we wanted to serve kids in a better method, because Backpack Buddies had the one-time event that was working for many years and was wonderful. But as, community needs change, we realized we needed to change our program. And one of the biggest things in terms of access that I heard was transportation. These kids sometimes do not have access to transportation to get them to the event location. And so Teri, being the genius she is, said, you know what, let's find a way to take the show on the road. And last year was our first year where we took all of the stuff and went directly into the school. And we realized we were getting about 85 to 90% attendance, which was a big leap from what we had experienced. And now with the bus, if we have 25 kids signed up, we're getting 25 kids on that bus. And
Nice.
I'm telling you, one of the stories that I've been holding on to, and it's become my new why, is we went to a school and there was a kid who came on the bus. It was a cold day. It was rainy. The child was wearing a tank top that was far too small, had shoes with holes, and you could just tell we were there for the right reason, because we were able to outfit that child with socks, shoes, underwear, a sweatshirt that day. We have pants on the bus, which is new for this year. And we were able to give him all those things to be able to go off the bus and have a better day at school, hopefully a better year, finishing up the year. And it just made it so we were like, this bus is the right thing to do.
This is why we're here. Jeff, there's another flyer kind of that shows the bus as well.
Oh, yeah.
So this is really cool. And I've been fortunate to be part of the Backpack Buddies program for a while. And again, once you kind of show up there and you are there and see what happens, it is just, you want to come back. You crave it. You want more. You not only do this, but you also do the jackets as well, right? That has kind of followed suit of really, can you talk about what happens, what they all get from the backpack? Because that is huge as well.
Yeah, so we're doing different segments. So right now we're in our winter season. So on the bus is the sweatshirts and the pants. As we now transition into our spring and summer, we're going to be having shorts on board. We'll have the school shirts. We'll have, when the new school year starts, we'll have backpacks with school supplies in them. They always get hygiene items. They will always get socks, shoes, underwear. Those are staples that will stay on the bus year round. We have a great partnership with Delta Dental and the MCC Dental class. Yeah, class, I believe.
Yeah.
And they do the teeth kits and teeth education. And so all of those things are things that the kids will experience each time they come on the bus.
Well, and the hope is when they start school, they have the things that they need. They
Yes.
are not showing up the first day without a backpack, without new shoes, without the school shirts, you know. So it's kind of one of those moments where you get to see these kids just full of smiles and excited to be there and to learn how to take care of their teeth and to, you know, get the little packets of the hygiene, especially for the older kids. This doesn't just happen for the younger kids.
Right.
It's really,
Kindergarten through 12th grade.
yeah.
Yeah, we expanded that program last year, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we were just serving, you know, kindergarten through 8. And it was problematic for me because I said to myself, well, wait a minute, just because they go into 9th grade doesn't mean they don't still have a need, right?
Right.
So
Probably more so at that
more
point,
so,
right?
yeah. So went to the board, we got approval to expand the program, get a little bit more funding to add to all of the supplies that we buy. So
It's amazing.
yeah, I think, you know, the next big segment we want to try to hit is birth to 5. We're missing that component. I don't know how exactly we're going to pull that off yet.
I
You
feel
know,
like you will figure it out.
yeah, it's rolling around up here a little bit, so I got to figure out how to present it and how to get the funding for it because we'll need help from the community. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you have any ideas out there, please contact me. We'd love to hear them.
Let's just talk really quick about volunteers. Is there opportunities for volunteers? How do they sign up to volunteer for the different programs?
So yes, we will always have a need for volunteers, even though it looks different these next couple, months as we're rolling the bus out even more. There are things that always have to be done. So we have 2,300 backpacks that will need to be stuffed.
So much fun.
Yes, we
You're
have.
in a room of people who are people of action.
Yes.
So when you get in that room, it's just like, oh, there's so much great energy. Everyone is there to help. And it ironically moves really fast.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
I
It's
thought I was
great.
going to be there for like 3 days. I'm like, I'll see you guys next week. I
Yeah.
will not be back. And I was like, oh, we're already done? Okay,
Everybody-
don't tell anybody. Just kidding.
It's like an organized line, you know, just boom, 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 boom. It's great.
Well, you do have us all pretty trained up as well.
Yeah, you've been involved for a while, so yeah.
Yep. So hygiene kits will also need to be stuffed. And so I always recommend people visit our website, TriStateLegacyConnection.com, because all of our volunteer opportunities are posted on there, and signup.com, which is a sign up that we use.
Yeah. Very
And-
easy to manage as
Yep,
well.
and I always put them on there. So we just had backpacks delivered, and we had MEC volunteers, some Mojave Electric Cooperative volunteers come out and help lift it because we need some heavy lifters.
Yeah. You don't
And-
even think about that.
Yeah, they are amazing. So thank you guys.
Aw.
Yeah.
Does that take us kind of into your MASH program?
It
How
does.
does that work?
Ooh, that's a new one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So MASH, I'm really excited about. It's a program for juniors in high school who are interested in learning about healthcare careers, and not just clinical careers, but everything from the roof to the basement to dietary, cleaning the floors. And so it's an amazing opportunity for juniors in high school to do a 2-week internship at the high school, at the local hospitals.
What?
Yes. And they get to experience all the things that go on in a hospital, with hopes that they will find a healthcare career that
Get
they
to
like.
Figure out what piece of it they like.
Yeah. And
How
that sign up is
exciting.
going on right now until
Yes.
April 24th. So get your applications in.
And do they go to the Tri-State?
Yep.
Legacy.
TriStateLegacyConnection.com.
Look at that. Did you
Yeah.
guys know that? I didn't even know that. I love
Well,
breaking news.
That program's been going on in the community for I think 15 years.
Really?
And then COVID, it kind of went away. So when I was at Western Arizona Regional, I'm on their board, and I was talking to a few people about that program, and I said,
We need to bring it back.
gosh, what would you think about if we brought it under the Legacy umbrella and it becomes one of our youth programs, because we have the funding that we could help with that, because that's always a struggle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they said, wow, this is great. So we partner with Valley View and Warm Sea both.
Nice.
And they're pretty excited about our involvement, I think.
I would imagine
they're
so.
happy. Yeah.
Well, and the nice thing is they can go to school right here at MCC, and there will be housing here shortly. So I can only imagine this will grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
How does, if one is Are the schools talking to them about the juniors about this? Does this happen in the beginning of the year? Is this something that they could jump on board now, or how does that work?
So what we did was we've been presenting at all of the high schools over the last month. We've been going and doing presentations. We have representation from Valley View and Western Arizona Regional Medical Center there. I go to run the PowerPoint.
Wow.
And we do the presentations. We hand out our brochure and we say, please sign up. And what I love, though, is that we can make it even broader and share it even so that parents know and go, hey, haven't you said you're interested in going into the hospital field? And now
Yeah.
parents can say, hey, sign up for this. I heard about it.
Yes, because sometimes it takes us parents to be like, you can do this.
Nudge.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. And not every child's going to be a brain surgeon. So
Right.
there is so many opportunities available at hospitals for a really secure, well-paying job. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. IT, information technology. That's a huge
Yeah.
area of availability for kids who like to mess around. And,
Computers.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which is half of the students.
Yep.
Is this the flyer for it?
That is our Inspiring Educators flyer. But that's another great program, so we can talk about that.
Let's go.
Right.
So Inspiring Educators is another great opportunity for our teachers. So
The heart of our children.
The heart of our children. So we used to fund Fiesta charities. They had, what was it called? Making wishes for teachers. Right.
Oh, yes.
So we used to fund $25,000 to $30,000 to that statewide organization for teachers to get recognized. But, and nothing against Maricopa County, love them,
Love them.
love Phoenix, love the state of Arizona, but Mojave County kind of got lost.
We're
a
the
little
little
bit.
guys in that big fishbowl.
We are. So I said, why can't we just take that same $25,000 that we invest into our own program? So we wrote up a grant request and submitted it to the board for a little bit more than $25,000, mind you.
I was thinking you weren't going to stop there.
No, we upped it a little bit because we wanted to do more things. So they approved it, and this is our second year. And how many apps have we gotten?
oh my gosh, as of this morning, 91 applications
What?
I
submitted
know.
by our local teachers.
That's exciting.
Amazing. To be able to give them a little piece of pat on your back,
Yes.
or allow, someone from the outside to say, hey, this teacher is amazing. To get that kind of recognition, it doesn't always happen. And they are really
Yeah.
front face with our children day in, day out.
I mean, imagine what their responsibility level is for having, those kids in their class.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Well,
Sorry.
I go home and think about what I forgot. I can't imagine leaving a kid who I know was going maybe to a bad home or struggling and they can't help.
Right.
Or, these things that these teachers see that we as parents sometimes forget because we're mad because they got in trouble for talking too much or whatever the case.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is these teachers don't just go home and let this go. This is something they take year after
Exactly.
year, kid
Right.
after kid.
Yeah.
And-
We just want to reward them and thank them for what they do. And I know you always hear about teachers, spending their own money in their
Yes.
classrooms. We want to help with that.
Oh, very cool.
So what's really cool is the first place winner will get $2,500 for their classroom.
Nice.
Second place gets $1,500, and then we do 36 support prizes of $500 each.
Life-changing for them.
Yes.
I think so. And then we cap it off. We're having a beautiful breakfast where we'll have all of the 38, are they 38? I can't
Yeah,
count.
38.
Yeah, 38, educators in the room at the Tropicana with their families.
Aw.
And the superintendents will be there. So we celebrate them and throw a nice breakfast, announce our winners, give away money. It's cool.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
every piece of
Yeah.
it. Again, the difference between the Legacy Foundation and the Legacy Connection.
That actually is a foundation program.
Okay.
Not a connection, because that we had to ask for grant.
the grant.
Yeah, we had to ask for the
Very
grant.
cool. I love it. I love understanding the difference.
I know.
Thank
It's
you for
crazy.
educating me. So we have the nonprofit roundtable. Oh, let's talk about the cap and gown program because we are right in the middle of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Go for
so, it was so exciting. So Debbie Hendren and I, Debbie is our warehouse specialist. She's my left and right arm for
We
the
all
program.
need one of those people.
Yes. Her and I went to Mojave High School, and any student who had yet to purchase a cap and gown for whatever reason were able to come into the counselor's office and try on the cap and gown. And what's cool is it's a $20 deposit, and then they get that $20 back when they return the gown to us.
Nice.
So it ends up becoming a free gown rental,
Yeah.
and we give them the cap to keep so that they can decorate it, keep it as a memento, and celebrate their senior year. But we don't want to see any single high school student not walk on for graduation. So if there's a senior student out there without a cap and gown, please reach out to us. I have every school color for the
Nice.
TriState area, Laughlin Needles included. So please reach out. I'd love to get you on our program. We already have 12 students
Nice.
enrolled. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
I mean, think about being that parent that is like, this is coming up. I
And
can't
that's
afford
expensive.
this. You
How
know?
much is it?
The cheapest package that was offered was $80.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a lot.
stressful.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
lot.
stressful. Jeff, there's another flyer, and it kind of goes over. Do they do the Tri-State Legacy Connection as far as that as well?
So yes, on the Tri-State Legacy Connection, there is a cap and gown flyer on there with instructions on what they need to send to me in order to get them on the list. And then I work through the school to get those caps and gowns to the student.
Very good. Yes, this one. I want to talk a little bit about this because I think then we kind of go into the impact that you're really being able to have with all these different programs.
Wow. Look at that.
So these are our youth programs impact, and you'll see on there the Backpack Buddies. We served about 1,600 kids. For perspective, January through now with our bus, we've already served 418 children.
Wow.
At 16 schools. We still have 4 more schools to go before then the calendar resets.
That's a lot of schools.
A lot of schools.
You know, we got to take a little minute here and acknowledge the cooperation of the schools
Yes.
to allow us.
You can't do it on your own, right?
No, and they allow us on the campus. They allow us to get the child out of the classroom and onto the bus. So, when you think about the important
All of that it takes.
time that they need to educate the kids, and we're taking them out of class, I have to give kudos to all of our school districts for welcoming us with open arms.
Yes.
Yes.
Great job. Well, and I can only imagine, again, as teachers or staff, you know the need of these
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
You know the ones who need help. So I'm sure for them it's a blessing for you guys to come and give them a little day that they get to feel important.
Yes.
Teachers and kids,
Yes. And so the other things on that flyer just show you some of the other items we're
Pull
doing.
it back up,
So
Jeff. Pull it back up.
the community outreach is huge. What that means is that the items that I'm delivering to the schools to help the school nurses, to help in specific populations. And so that's a lot of community support that's going out
I had
there.
no idea.
Yep. And that's one that, we don't talk about a lot, but it's huge, almost
Yeah.
2,000 kids right there. We have our immediate need program, another really fantastic one where the nurses will call me and they may have an immediate placement. So, Children and Family Services is there and they need some hygiene items. Within 24 hours or less, I can get those items to that child at the school so nothing is holding up that child from getting help. So that one's really health focused, which is our mission and goals. We have our coats and sweatshirts, which you talked about, which is our free coat giveaway. High school shopping night, another wonderful program where we give $100 to the high school students who sign up and they get to go shopping. Our other programs kind of capture all the little outreach things that we're doing in the community. Some of those for this year would include like the cap and gown closet, so that's there. And then the biggest thing, and I can't do it alone, Debbie and I can't do it alone, Debbie and I can't do it alone, is that we had 113 volunteers who donated 396 hours.
Got goosebumps.
That is
I know.
huge.
So we thank you. That is so significant. 100
Yeah.
people.
That's
100
a
people
lot.
come in and help.
Yes.
It's amazing. So
It
thank you
is.
very much out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, guys, thank you for showing up, and thank you really for kind of getting us into, you have a lot of questions, and sometimes you don't always know, and sometimes you see some of the programs, and I had no idea about some of the programs, so I also learned today. Let's talk about the nonprofit roundtable. I got to be part of that last time. It was very
Yes,
cool.
You did. Thank you for that.
You're
we
welcome.
appreciated it so much.
So cool. I didn't even know that you guys did that. But way to
Well,
educate
Yes.
the community. Us adults need education as well.
Well, it started from the fact that several of very prominent nonprofits lost their IRS status because of
scary.
a failure to just file their 990 postcard or their 990 long form that you're required to do every year. So they actually lost their status and weren't a nonprofit anymore.
Ah,
So I talked to my boss about it and I said, you know what? We need education down here. There's every opportunity up in Phoenix and Flagstaff, but we have nothing here.
yeah.
So Kristin and I gave her the idea. That's kind of how it goes. And she whips up the plan and the schedule and, you know, the topics and
My notes.
Yes.
you know, just
This
makes
is
it
the
happen.
Shane of mine. He says, you should do this, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me just, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me take notes. Let me
That's-
get started.
Yeah, that's what she does. And so we've already had two? Did we have 2 or 3?
3.
3
we're
already.
planning our third.
Yeah, so
Very exciting.
we're just picking a topic. You know, we give out a survey with everyone and they come back with the top, you know, most important to them. And we focus on that. And the next one in May is going to actually be on board development. Because let's face it, we all have a passion, you know, about
Yeah.
what we want to do in the community. And we will form a nonprofit and just pull our friends and family in and be a board member.
Yeah, that's scary, right?
But, you know, when we get down to business, are they on board?
Right.
Do they know what their responsibilities are? Do they know how to fundraise? Do they even want to do that? We don't know. So we want to help with that. We want to help our little nonprofits in the area build capacity, and this is one way to do it. And that's another why. That's a passion of mine, is helping our nonprofits be bigger, better, and stronger.
Be successful.
Yep.
One of the greatest things about this community is that you will always find the team players, no matter whether it's same businesses, same nonprofits. You will 99% of the time find that everyone finds a way to work together.
They do.
Going into that room and walking into that room and seeing so many nonprofit faces, let alone business owners' faces, and you're just like, how empowering. A, that there's so many in town, and B, to be able to share that day with them. I mean, you just felt it. You know, the beginning of the room was a little overwhelming. We got such great information from these big nonprofits, and then you got to kind of just focus on our little space and how you can incorporate all that. So kudos to you guys. I walked out there like, holy heck.
Yeah.
That I was invited to be there. That was very cool and exciting.
course.
And just to be able to be there with all of you guys, it was very
pretty
nice.
impressive. I mean, I get chills thinking about it because we're making an impact. We're helping them, you know, and it is a cost to Legacy Foundation, but a minimal cost, but helping them, helping them do better and serve their mission and expand, you know, what they want to do in the community.
Yes, you
I
get to
love it.
network and see other people.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
so nice. Well, I am so glad that you guys came today. You know that you're always welcome. We will
Thank
definitely
you.
have you back
Thank you.
next year, and let us know when you have stuff going on. You know, I love to go everywhere, so you know, we'll even get Shane out there.
Right on. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
having us on here today. We
You
love
are
it.
very welcome. Thank you guys for showing up.
Thank you.
Hit TriState Legacy Connection. If you have any questions or concerns, these ladies are very easy to get a hold of. If
Yes.
you need to get a hold of me to get a hold of them, we can do that as well. But happy Thursday. Shop local, support local, and hey guys, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys for showing up.